At 40 years old, Dorian Temple is the picture of health and fitness. He works out regularly, fights competitively in jiu-jitsu, and stays active by snowboarding and playing with his kids. Dorian is a shining example of someone embracing the healthy way of life. But living healthy isn't always a free pass from life-threatening health conditions, as Dorian found out 8 years ago.
At 32 years old, I had a cerebral vasospasm, which is the same result as a stroke. It was pretty debilitating. I spent a week in the hospital, closely guarded for a second year if that was to happen. Yeah, my kids come and see me laying in the hospital bed with a bunch of tubes in me was very much an eye-opener.
In great shape and in the prime of his life, Dorian was suddenly facing his own mortality, which led him through a range of emotions and questions that have impacted his life in a big way.
I said, I don't understand why a man at my age and my condition is laying in a hospital bed while all my friends who live their lifestyle are okay out there. And it still sticks to me today because she said, make no mistake. She says the reason that your friends are visiting you in the hospital and now at your gravesite is because of the physical condition that I was in.
Thanks in large part to his commitment to living healthy, Dorian was able to overcome any adverse effects he suffered from the stroke-like condition. Since that week in the hospital, Dorian has consumed himself with a healthy way of life, working out, eating right, and living life to the fullest. His experience even led him to start his own clothing company, FNO, which stands for Failure's No Option.
What our company stands for is giving 100% in everything you do. Anything less is unacceptable. When you live at 100%, failure no longer exists. You can't fail when you're giving everything you have.
Obviously, for Dorian, failure is not an option. And with the challenges he's faced and overcome, it's easy to see plenty of success in his future. And he's hoping his message and story will impact others along the way.
More than anything else, I want people to understand one thing that we've kind of encompassed along the way is everybody has dreams, but you'll never achieve your dreams without goals. Goals are the stairways to our dreams. You will sure, as the sun shines, hit your dreams if you set those goals. Don't make large, unattainable goals. Make them small. Make those steps long, okay? Make them arduous, because by the time you reach your dreams, you can look back and be proud of what you've accomplished.